Tales of the Free Cities, Season 2, The Free Cities Draft. Episode 9, For the Lions. A heavy kit bag slung over one shoulder, Champ strolled onto the proving grounds with purpose. She was an hour early, but didn't care. She'd been waiting her entire life for this moment. Another hour was nothing by comparison. In truth, she was more disappointed to see that she was alone. Part of her had hoped to see the big leaguers up early and already training, working towards their next victory. This wasn't the playground anymore. As time wore on, the other initiates arrived, most in 2s or 3s, only a couple of stragglers arriving on their own. Champ kept to herself, and offered only a curt nod if any acknowledged her. Her face was now familiar to many after the draft, but she didn't care for fawning sycophants or false pleasantries. None of these people were important in the grand scheme of things. Her new fraternity was a motley crew. Some were tall, others short, lanky and wiry thin stood alongside hulking, muscle-bound brutes. There was even a mix of male and female, from any number of different backgrounds. It was obvious some had crawled out of the gutter, little more than thugs covered in tattoos and vicious scars. Others seemed higher born, their bearing and clothes prouder. Regardless of their appearance, Champ's discerning eye caught one thing uniting them. None of them were winners. Not like her. Finally, the Masons came out to greet them. Hammer led, Granite flanking him. Neither wore a friendly face. As they approached, the initiates formed up in rows, evenly spaced apart like soldiers on a parade ground. They all knew of the legendary discipline demanded by this unforgiving man. If their efforts pleased their new captain, it didn't show. A hostile expression cast over his face, he silently stalked up and down the lines, eyeing them each in turn. Champ felt a cold shiver pass through when it was her turn.
You doubtless know me by name, just as you should know me by deed.
Hammer didn't have to raise his voice. His natural tone was commanding and authoritative.
For those poorly educated among you, I am Hammer. I am your new master. Cross me, and I will break you. Are we understood?
There was a faint murmur from the assembled initiates, most too afraid to speak up. Hammer set to walking the front row again, lashing out at the individuals who displeased him.
Stand to damned attention when you see me. Raise your chin. Chest out, suck that gut in. Don't you dare grin. Keep your face mean.
Although she didn't look around, Champ knew the other rookies would be doing the same as her, mimicking the actions their captain was demanding. Quite suddenly, it was her turn. Hammer towered above her, but his height wasn't the source of his fearsome appearance, as much as his powerfully built frame. He looked like a bull, ready to stampede right through her. His gaze didn't flinch as it bored into Champ.
I have higher expectations for you. Can you use a weapon, initiate?
I've never had to.
No excuse. Learn.
Hammer reached down to a leather strap hanging from his belt and detached a vicious-looking knuckle duster before thrusting it into Champ's hands.
Consider it a gift, but learn quickly, because all those hungry eyes on you now will try and take it from you.
He turned away and addressed the group again.
Most of you won't make out the day. Those that do will earn a place under our roof, for as long as you can cut it.
One finger pointed to the heavy cages behind them, foreboding dark iron grids over dirty stained ground.
There is no respite here, and no lazy days like you're used to. Those times you are not drilling stamina into your bodies, you will spend sparring until you fight like lions. If any of you survive the coming months, you will grow into the next generation of Masons. Failure then will not be an option. Is that understood?
Yes, Captain!
The initiates found their voices this time. Hammer nodded and then strode away, leaving Granite to organise the first round of exercises. As he departed, Champ risked another look around her. The others all seemed nervous, frightened even. But not Champ. She was home. The Free Cities draft was written by Sherwin Matthews and is the sole property of Steamforge Games Limited. It is reproduced here with their kind permission and their continued support.